This last video for our October 2018 update of the Power BI desktop is going to focus on the other topic, basically the grab bag of other features that don't really fit into any of the other categories, but we still want to share and are excited about releasing. And the first one on that list is control over the export data options for your reports. So you as an author, you can build out your report and then you publish it up to the Power BI service, and then your consumers have two options for exporting the data. They can either, on any given chart, export the summarized data for that one chart, or they can export the underlying data, which does a little bit more in terms of grabbing other fields, and it's a little bit different, but still an export option for your report. Now, as part of this release of the Power BI desktop, you as an author can control which of those are available for your consumers of your report. So let me show you how to do that. If you're looking at any given report in the Power BI desktop, you'll be able to go over to File, Options and Settings, Options, and then under the report settings for current file, you'll see this new radio button options. You can either allow end users to export the summarized data, exporting both, or not being able to export either summarized data or the underlying data. So you have three different options here. The default for all existing reports is going to allow users to export both summarized and underlying, since that's been the default for the history of these features. But for new reports, we're making a change to the default. So for new reports, based off feedback we've heard from users, you really most of the time only want to allow users to export the summarized data. So this is going to be the option for new reports going forward. Of course, if you still want to allow your users to do both, you can come in here and change the radio button to allow users to export both summarized and underlying data. There is a way to set these features, this setting in the Power BI service as well. So if you have an existing report that you don't want to have to reopen in desktop and republish, you just want to change the setting, you can go into the Power BI service and you'll find the report in the report list view from whatever workspace it happens to be in, and you'll go into the settings for that report, which you can get to through clicking on the gear. And in here you see most of the same report settings you saw in the Power BI desktop, just this time in a pane. And so you'll see an export data option, and I'll have a drop down where you pick between summarized data, both summarized and underlying, or neither. And then once you make your change, you can save it and it will automatically apply to the report. One thing to note is that this does not override whatever settings your admin has set for your tenant. So if your admin has gone in and said no one is allowed to export in my company any data out of the Power BI service, no matter what you set here, your consumers are still not going to be able to export. That disabling at the tenant level will always win. So that still will apply no matter what you set for your specific report as an author. The last feature to discuss this month is some changes to the transport layer security settings. As hopefully you know, security is a priority for Microsoft and, of course, part of the Power BI team's priorities as well. And we have company-wide programs in place to ensure that customers have control over the security of communications with Microsoft services. IT and network security admins may want to enforce usage of more recent versions of TSL, or Transport Layer Security, for any secure communications on their network. And Power BI Desktop now respects the Windows registry keys you can use to manage this. For example, there's a way you can disable client applications from using the older TSL 1.0 by setting a registry key, which I'm going to flash on the screen so everyone can see, since it's a little hard to read out. So you can disable that using this registry key. And the Power BI Desktop will respect the registry key specified on those pages and can only create connections using the right version of TSL. There's also more information on the Windows TSL documentation site, and I put those links to those sites in the description of the video below in case you're interested. This is the last video in the series of videos for the October 2018 update of Power BI Desktop. So hopefully you liked all these great features that we released this month, and please let us know in comments what you think about them, and preferably in the specific video for those features. Let us know what you think, what other features you want to see us add, and other improvements. Thank you very much.